Jak'd episode. I don't even know, and I don't feel like checking right now. Well, listen, I haven't forgotten about you guys. I don't know, some of you guys have forgotten about me. You know, it's kind of weird. Before I get into, I already have a couple things to talk about as usual, and sometimes things will just come to me. And if it's a short episode, it's fine. But I don't post much on the channel, not on purpose. I just don't have a lot of ideas. As I said, I can make videos about women all day and talk about the same stuff and how they only care about looks, and I can play videos of stuff they do, but at the same time, guys do fucked up stuff too, but, you know, nobody wants to hear that. But it's weird because I'll post a video and then I'll check back like a day or two later, and I get the typical views I usually get at this point. Someone's get 100, 200 views. But then I realized that I'll lose like 4 or 5 subscribers. So it's kind of weird how people subscribe to you, and you would think, well, they subscribe to you because they want to hear content, but then they get the MGTOW, the manosphere, whatever you call it, they get mad at you if you don't upload consistently, I should say. And if you don't do that, they go, oh man, I guess this guy, he's not MGTOW anymore, he forgot about us, I'm going to unsubscribe. But if you don't upload, they still subscribe to you. That's something I never understood about people. But nonetheless, for those of you who are still listening, that's pretty cool. Once again, I'm not going to be very consistent on this channel. Try to think of other things to do. And if something comes to my mind, but for this podcast, you know, I need some time to get some stuff together because I don't really do a lot. But so let's get to a couple things that we have, that I have for you, and we'll go from there. I mean, it will just be the end of the episode. Pretty much, I got into a confrontation with a woman around my block. I know some of you are like, oh, did you record it? Well, fortunately I didn't. Oh, man, why did you? Well, here's what happened. I was in my car, and the funny thing is, that's why I bought a car recently. For those who don't know, I went to Craigslist like an idiot. Long story short, I bought a car from some guy. He barely fixed, I had to spend all this money to fix it up. I ate through a lot of my savings because I'm an idiot. And there you go. So pretty much I was in my car, and I'm trying to get this bumper sticker off my car for the last guy who had it. And I had my phone with me, and I forgot what I was doing. I was doing a test, some sort of video test to my phone. I was testing out this little thing I bought for my car to eventually live stream and stuff. And I saw this woman a week ago. She was walking her dog. She had the poop in this little orange bag. She at least picked the poop up, which I at least said, okay, that's something. And she threw it like, you know, we have the corner house. She like threw it in the sewer. And I was kind of like, it kind of bothered me. I opened up my car door to say something, but she ran away. So that was like 2 weeks ago. And then last week, I see her do it again. And this time I opened the door and said, I got to say something. I had my phone right next to me, but it happened so fast. And I was like, hey, why do you always have to throw that right there? I just want to know. And she said, well, what do you expect me to do? Walk around with it all day? I said, no, but I just always wonder, like, there's a park up the street, or can you throw it over there? I was like, I just always want to know, like, some people do stuff like this. So I'm like, why does it always have to be my house? Like, did I do something to you? And then she said, well, listen, I don't really care. Oh, well. And I said, oh, well. I said, there's a sign right over there. I said, it's a $400 fine, and I'm gonna videotape you. I'm gonna find out where you live. You can tell it to the cops. And then she walked away, and I said, and I really said this, you probably don't believe me. I said, tell the cops, oh well. I really said that. No, you don't believe me. And I wish I had it on video, but unfortunately I didn't. And I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure she still dumps her shit on my thing. But I was like, you know, I'm going to snap. And I'm going to start becoming like a neighborhood watch kind of guy. And I'm going to start following people. I want to see where they live. Like, I just want to know where they live. Like, if someone throws dog shit near your house. And I know we have the corner house. So we have the corner house. You know, people are going to throw more trash in front of your house, alcohol in front of your house, more dog shit. I mean, we deal with a lot of bullshit because people are jealous of you. They don't realize that you can be jealous of somebody, and not because you want to be like them. There's two types of jealousy. There's, I want to be this person jealousy, and nobody wants to be us or be me. But there's other type of jealousy where somebody kind of has something you don't have subconsciously, and it angers you. And what we have is we have more space. We have a yard, we have a kitchen deck, and it bothers people. So, you know, people do little shit around here that piss me off, like these fucking crackheads that live like 7 houses down. they're like throw their alcohol in our recycling. And I'm like, are you guys like trying to drink for your mommy and daddy? Like, why don't you throw the fucking alcohol somewhere else? Why don't you throw it at, there's a fast food place like a block from my house. Why don't you throw it over there? Like, just little stuff like that. There's just this fucking guy up the street. Here fucking take our parking spot for like a week. It's one thing to park there for a day. Here park it there for like sometimes a week or two. He's a real disrespectful. And a lot of the thing is, not to bring up race, because I know it makes me racist, but the Hispanic people around here, most of them, they're fucking disgusted. They make me sick. Okay? They're all the same kind of guy, too. They're all short. They're all fat and pudgy. They're all old. And I guess they're pissed in their life that they have to work, 60 hours or whatever. And they fucking, they have these big vans, and they take up a lot of space, and they take your fucking parking spot for a week or two. And I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you, you fat. Like, I'm fat, and I've lost a little bit of weight, and I'm still fat. But you know what? At least I'm kind of tall. You fucking short, pudgy, pigeon-looking Hispanic fucks. How's that for a rant? What do you think about that? So, little shit around here that people do that really fucking bothers me. I mean, it really does. So that pretty much happened. As far as the woman goes, I know what time it happened. It happened around 1 o'clock. So if I wanted to, I could stand outside my house 1 o'clock and hold my phone. And listen, I'm not even going to try to get in any conversation with her, but if it happens again, I'm going to follow her. I'm going to find out where she lives, and I'm going to take all the fucking dog shit, and I'm going to throw it right in front of her house. And oh well, clean it the fuck up, cunt. What do you think about that? So that happened. What else has been going on? Pretty much, so I could have took some trips. So I always do this to myself. About 9 years ago, or was it 9 years ago? Yeah, 9 years ago, when I was working my government job, but let's say 8 or 7, I had some good money saved up. And I told you guys the story. I moved in with that girl. I didn't want to move in with her. I asked like 5 or 6 people. My parents were driving me crazy. I think my dad at the time didn't have a job. He was like snapping on us in the house. He was going crazy because he was so used to working and not doing anything. He was like, asking me for money, and he was jealous of me that I was working and he wasn't. And my mom was breaking in my room trying to like steal money and fuck my room up. And I was fighting with my parents, and I was like, I fucking hated myself. So I wanted to move out. So I had like over 10,000 saved up because I didn't spend any money. And like an idiot, move in with this girl. I didn't tell her. By the way, I have 10,000 saved up. She just asked me, and I moved in. I told you a story. I moved in like an idiot. And then after the whole apartment thing got situated, if I was lucky, when I moved back to my parents' house, I had about half of that. I had about 5,000 saved up. And about a couple months went by. I said, I'm going to get me a car. And I said, I should have did it, but I was like, I'm going to get me a car. And I financed the car. I didn't even have the money for it. But it ended up working out because I got a bonus for my job when I was done working and stuff like that. But nonetheless, the car lasted me 2 years. But every time I got good money saved up, this thing happens where I go through something where I have to spend the money. Like, I'll save up money for a while, and I feel good. Like, I'll go to my bank account and go, I got some good money saved up. And I think, what can I do with the money? Should I take trips? Should I buy this or that? And I tell myself, relax. Just save the money. Save the nest egg. Don't go crazy. But then what happens is after a while, I go through a rut where like, fuck, I got to spend some of this money. What if I die tomorrow? The money would just go to my parents, which they're spending on fucking fast food and junk and lottery and other bullshit they buy. So I'm like, fuck, I got to spend some of this money. So similar, I had all 3 of my stimulus checks plus more money because I saved. And I told myself, don't buy a car till you get yourself a job, okay? Get a job first. That's right, folks. I talked to myself. Get a job first, stack up some money, then get yourself a car. Well, like an idiot, I went on Craigslist, like I said. I got a car. I knew I was going to have to fix it up. I didn't think I was going to fix it up that much. And this fuckhead who sold it to me, he didn't fix it up at all. I spent literally over $2,000 in repairs, and the car probably still needs work. God knows what else it needs. I'm taking this thing to a mechanic, to get it checked out. The car isn't broke down on me, but I'm just nervous. I'm going to be on the highway somewhere. This thing's going to blow up or some shit. So, pretty much that happened. And I had good money saved up. And I thought, I could have took some trips. I could have went to Vegas. I could have went to LA. I mean, not LA. Texas looks fun. Miami. And Vegas. I could have took like 3 trips. But then I'm like, what's there to do? Like, I know it's like you get out the house, you stay at a hotel, but to be honest with you, it's like there's nothing to do but bang disease hookers, because it's like, I can't do stand-up. Stand-up is slowly coming back, but stand-up is still, like, not around. And that's all I really want to do is travel and do stand-up. And I can live stream, but my live streams are pretty boring because I don't talk to people. Because I'm antisocial and I hate people. So what's there to do? So that's why I bought the car. I figured the car in the long run would be better, but I should have went to a dealership like the first time and got me a pre-owned certified car. So, but here's the thing. I don't feel too bad about it because I've been watching some of these live streamers. This guy, he's 50 years old. He's a live streamer in Vegas. Jewish guy. He got robbed and stabbed by two black guys on his live stream. They threw a beer at him. And he said, hey, what are you guys doing? Why don't you guys have a shot with me? They said, we'll give you a shot. And then one of them got close to him. And the old Jewish guy punches the black guy. You might see the video. Knocks him back a few feet. And then the black guy pulls out a knife and stabs him in his leg. And they try to steal his phone and his equipment. So that could have been me. Now, even though some people say, I know people like, you're not that white. You're right. I'm mixed. I would never say I'm white. I always say I'm mixed. Most people don't consider me white, and I get that. I always say I'm mixed. I'm not Mr. White Guy. But that could have been me. They could have fucking tried to rob me and fucking stab me. So I go, well, even though I want to take a trip to Vegas, I don't want to get stabbed and robbed. And then another different story, this a lot of violence and crime has been happening in Miami. Miami is saturated with people. Everyone's wants to go to Florida. Cops are arresting people for curfew, for not wearing their mask. These two black guys drugged this white woman and raped her a bunch of times. And even though I say fucked up shit about women, it seemed like it was a racial thing. Like they were angry at the whitey and they wanted to, just fuck, rape and kill one. They raped her, drugged her, killed her. And I know some of you are like, why do you got to bring that up? Well, listen, I bring it up because, once again, the mainstream media will report on it. And I'm just bringing it up because, a lot of fucked up shit has been happening. They've been beating up random people. In Miami, there's a lot of fights. So I could have went to Miami and got robbed. Or no one's going to drug me or rape me. I know that. But, I could have gotten, stabbed or robbed. So sometimes you think I want to take some trips, but you got to be safe because I travel by myself. And my first trip to Miami, I went with a guy. He was a PUA guy. And it was cool because I had somebody with me. And he showed me around and went to some clubs. He had some friends in Miami. And it was cool. I actually had someone to go with. I always want to travel with a friend. So I could have took some trips. But you know what? It's kind of wild. Vegas is wild. Miami's wild. Texas looks fun. But it's like you got to be careful. So I could have took some trips and set up this car. And so far I got the car fixed. But I'm like, when is this check engine light going to come back on? Any day now. I put so much money into this car like an idiot. But worst case scenario, guys, if I end up eating through all my savings, I'm going to sell the car back on Craigslist. At least I fixed it up. But I'm going to ask for more money because I got the receipts to prove that I fixed that car up. Okay? I fixed it. I fixed it up. Whoever buys it's going to get a decent car. And then hopefully I'm going to chuck my money back. So that's worst case scenario. So I've been driving around in my my little car doing errands and stuff. I haven't done any open mics yet with it. I haven't begged the fat black prostitute yet. But folks, there is still time for that. I was joking about the comedy part. And that's about that. I don't have really anything else to say. I had an opportunity for a couple jobs. One of them didn't call me back. I accepted a warehouse position, but I think I'm going to cancel because the schedule is it's late night. It's from 2:30 to 11, and I won't be able to do anything. And then I got another opportunity for this other job my sister's trying to line me up with, but it's a really low-paying job. And I'm kind of like, ugh. I mean, I don't expect to get, like, a lot of money an hour, but I'm like, I'm not going to make much money. I lost so much money for this car, I'm trying to stack up. But don't worry, everybody. Biden's working on a fourth stimulus. That's right, folks. We're getting another 12 hundo. Give it about 4 or 5 months. Once Sleepy Joe approves it, pretty much. By the way, if you want the visual, it's 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday. I'm sorry, a Friday night. And I'm talking to myself in the dark. My computer, the screens, the power saver went on. And I'm pretty much talking to myself in the dark like a weirdo. And it's not even that late. It's only 10 o'clock at night. But yeah. So not much is going on other than I got a car. I bought a car on Craigslist. I kind of got scammed. The guy didn't sell me a dud. The car runs, but he lied. He told me the car didn't need brakes and tires. I mean, I asked him about the brakes and tires. He said it was good. He lied about that. And Maury Povich said, and that was a lie. And then I called some cutout for throwing trash in front of my house. I've been, applying for jobs. I'm racking my brain. I don't know what to do. I'm still studying for the certification. I'm afraid to take it because it's $200 or something. And I don't feel confident my stupid brain's going to take it. So I haven't done that yet, but I'm still studying. And I'm still trying to create content, express myself. But sometimes I get depressed because I'm like, it's never going to go anywhere and I'm not going to quit. But what's the point? And that's pretty much all that's going on with me. Guys, every once in a while, if I see a video that I'm passionate about, I'll post it on the channel. But once again, if you want to subscribe, for those who are like, oh, you don't post that much anymore, you're not MGTOW, you're MGTOW, you gotta post every day. Well, listen, just unsubscribe then. There's a lot of other people out there, but I can't post every day. I can't post every week. I don't have a lot to say. As I said, I already poured my little heart and soul out to you folks. What do you want? Well, that's it for now. I'll keep you guys an update on the next episode of how the car's going. Oh, as far as the diets go, it's still going the same as I said last time. I'm doing the diet. I'm still drinking lots of tea, lots of lemon water. But I still, my dad got addicted to KFC, which is weird. Because I used to hate KFC. I hate KFC. And now he's been buying KFC like twice a week. And I'm like, okay, you stop fucking buying KFC. I don't have to eat it. So my diet's been going okay, but I still eat like KFC once or twice a week. Still have pizza. So the diet's not going great. I'm like, I haven't been working out. So the good news is I got my stomach down, but I'm still picking out on fast food. But for most of the week, I eat pretty good. Like yesterday, I had a grilled chicken Caesar salad for lunch. And then for dinner, I had some egg whites with 2 strips of bacon, which isn't too bad. It's not great, but that's not bad. And, listen, it's hard. I'm trying to lay off the candy. I'm trying to not drink Coca-Cola. Once again, it's hard not to eat KFC because my parents are buying it. And it's free food. And it's hard to turn down free food because I used to grow up kind of poor. Sometimes we were hungry at night. But, folks, I'm trying. And I've been trying to go on more walks. Either the weather's getting nice. So, listen, I'm never going to be a Chad, folks. I'm never going to be in good shape. I'm never going to be ripped or anything. But, like I said, if I'm lucky, I can at least get to a decent chubby. Even though people say, well, chubby is not healthy either. Well, listen, compared to what I used to look like, it might be the best I can do for right now. But that's all that's going on. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I hope you enjoyed some of this. And I'll see you guys on another episode of Pod Jak'd.